Welcome to this demo of Google's Antigravity. In this video, we'll be using Google's Antigravity. Antigravity is Google's agentic development IDE. We'll be using it to build a corporate expense agent, an agent that takes expenses from employees. And based on if the expense is over or under $100, it is going to categorize them, flag them, and do some work for us. To build the agent, we'll be using Google's ADK, Agent Development Kit, and we'll be leveraging Agent CLI to scaffold all of the code behind building out the agent. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, I'll be going over this Vibecode and ADK 2.0 Ambient Agent with Antigravity and Agent CLI. This is a code lab that is part of the 5-day AI Agent Intensive Vibe Coding course with Google. And in the code lab, we'll describe what we want in natural language, and we'll use anti-gravity, and we'll write and edit the code. We'll review, run, and verify everything on our machine. So this lab is built on Google's Agent ADK, which is an open source code-first graph-based framework for building AI agents. And yeah, as I said, we'll be building a corporate expense management agent. And this is the use case. And in the code lab, we'll build an event-driven ambient expense agent that acts as an automated triage queue. And based on the value of the expense under 100, we will auto-approve by deterministic code. So we won't need LLM for that. For high expense that is over $100, we use LLM to do some security screening. So here's where we are at. We'll write the prompt into anti-gravity that would write out some of the code using ADK to build out the agent. We'll write further prompts. We'll add pre-screen LLM, pre-LLM security screen mode, more agent to use pub/sub trigger endpoint, and then we'll run and evaluate it locally, and it will call and trigger the agent's CLI eval, so there will be an LLM judge. All of this LLM work will be done by ADK, and then it will pass it back all the way down to us, and we can use it. So that looks like a good flow. Let's get into the meat of it. This is what we'll be doing. We'll configure anti-gravity on our machine and load the ADK skills. We will initialize an ADK project structure. We build a stateful graph ADK. We had a security screen. We'll test our workflow in the playground. We'll make an agent ambient, so every trigger drives it, and we'll evaluate the agent with agent CLI using LLM as a judge. Okay, sounds like a good flow. This is what we will need. A terminal with Python 3.11 and above, and we have UV package manager. We have anti-gravity installed on our machine, and then we either have a Google AI Studio key or a Google Cloud project. Moving on, we'll configure anti-gravity. Anti-gravity is Google's agentic IDE, as I said, and we'll do all the installation that we need to do, and then we'll get into writing the code. We'll install anti-gravity. Install and open anti-gravity. If you've not installed it, here is the official guidelines. It's antigravity.google, and I'll go back because I have it already installed. During this code lab, antigravity may generate implementation plan or display pop-ups. Quota tip: if you run out of quota, switch the model. We'll be sure to do that. Alright, so we'll first give it ADK skills. If you don't know what skills are, I have a video walkthrough of what skills are. So we'll be bringing that skill into anti-gravity. Here is anti-gravity. I'm using the app on my Mac. And this looks simple and similar to other LLM-based app out there. So let's keep it moving. There's an anti-gravity IDE separate from this app. So let me see what that is. Okay, that's just like VS Code. Let's go back. And I'm just going to, let me change this to low. Maybe that is going to help save us some tokens. Okay, I'm going to paste the prompt from the code lab in here. We're installing the Agent CLI toolchain. Okay, and yeah, the normal, make sure this is safe before you run it. So for now, I'm just going to manually click yes and allow and for all of the commands just to, this is our first time running stuff in here. So I'm going to, I'm going to read them and try to manually select yes rather than automatically accepting everything. So let's see how that goes. So it is cooking. Let's go back to the code lab and read through some of the instructions. So this is what we expect to happen after this runs. Okay, let's go back to make sure we're accepting everything. So we're getting agent CLI info, submit. Let me just expand this to make sure we're seeing what this agent is doing. Okay, command not found. Okay, no agent found in the project. Okay, let's accept this. It wants to get some help. All right, I think we're done. So it installed 7 ADK skills and we put it in this folder, which would make it global. So any projects that I'm running can use it. Let's see. I'm going to dismiss that. And I'm trying to see how to check out folders in here. Okay. How do I view my folders? I'm just going to create a new project. New project. Add folder. Okay. Let me go look for it. I just want to make sure I'm running this inside the folder that I can later understand what I did. You know, these days we have so many folders, so many projects. So let me make sure I'm running this in a folder that I can recognize next time. So okay, select a new project and new folder. Default full machine turbo. I'm gonna go default. Just click that. Okay. So I can see this is running under this folder. That's good. Let's go back to the chat. So we know we have these 7 skills already installed. It's run agent CLI info output the following. So agent did what he had to do, so we can move on. Back to the code lab. I'm gonna go to the next. Configure your project. Oh, wow, okay. I guess I was ahead of my time, so there is a configure your project section here that we could have followed. The agent could have just done all of that, but I like to discover things myself first so that I know what the agent is doing. Okay, let me expand this a little bit. It's gonna create a new folder, populate it with stuff, and then we can move on. Okay, and we're just gonna paste the prompt as it is. It wants to read the scale. Let's allow it and just always allow it in this project. Wants to read another scale. Just allow. Always allow. Now agent CLI info. Let's just allow that. Okay. To initialize the project correctly, I need to clarify a few details about the project. What problem it will solve or not. I don't know. Let's go back to the code lab and read. Okay, this is supposed to just help us create stuff. Now that's what we're talking about with these agents. Don't expect them to give you what you expect. Things change. So the agent is saying, I can't create this. I need you to do some things for me. So you know what? Let me just go and select a different thinking process for the agent. Let me do medium and see if it is going to give me a different result. Let me see if it's just the agent didn't think hard about it enough. So let's try a medium agent. Okay, let's I'll accept that. The same thing to set up the project correctly using the agent CLI. It needs some more additional information. So I'm going to go back to the introduction of the project and I'm going to select the use case. I love that. I think from that it should be able to deduce everything it needs from that. Let's go. Let's go give it that prompt. I'm just going to paste that directly in there. Let's see what it does. Okay. Yeah, that worked. The agent has picked up everything it needs from that and is going to use it to create this project scaffold. Okay, let's go. Submit. Allow this time. Submit. Agent is cooking. Okay. Scaffold this. Keep going. All right. We want to move something from one place to the other. I'm gonna do that one. Okay, so agent is done cooking. And here's the summary of what it did. Clarify requirements. You did that all right. Let me just look at directory, try to scan through what was created. Gemini.md and some Python files. The template is now fully ready for development. Okay, let's get back to the code lab instructions. Okay, now that we have the template created, it says open the project folder. Okay, so switch to IDE if needed. Open the newly created folder by clicking Open Folder and select Ambient Expense Agent directory. All right, let's do that. Okay, I'm going to come back to Antigravity and create a new project. Can I do it here? Okay, let's select that. Let me see. Add folder. Let's keep going. let me see if I can do it under this. So AGY CLI project. New project. Add folder. Okay, let's go this way. Next. Seen that before. Create. I I thought it would be nested on the AGY CLI project, but that's okay. Let's move on. Let's set up the credentials and Graph API. We'll load the ADK cheat sheet. Okay. All right, let's keep going with this one. So it's giving it detailed instructions. Don't use this sequential agent or LLM agent style. Okay, let me bump that up. Yeah, if you've used ADK, you should be familiar with the sequential agent and LLM agent style. So those are the different types of agents you can create. Let's go. Okay, it wants to read something. Let's just allow always. Another read. The workflow, the MD, allow. Reading is queue. Allow that. Was this red icon here? Let me expand that. Okay, just folders. Nice. So this is the README file. Quick start. You can copy. Let's close that. Reading more MD files. Fast API. Okay, so it's creating all of the Python files with the agent code inside. So now we're running UV. Now we're running stuff. Agent CLI install. Okay, so installing all of the project dependencies. Now we have our agent.py file. Okay, copyright Google. We're loading our environment variables. We're loading a vertex. So use vertex. Use vertex is a variable created from the environment variables Google Gen AI use. And we're making it a Boolean. If that is true, then we can try that. If not, there'll be an exception and we'll pass. But we'll set some default. Okay, get weather. Get weather. Why are we talking about weather in this app? Okay, simulates some stuff. Okay, that's interesting. But we're not building a weather app, but I guess the first step is just to give us some of the skeleton files. Okay, so here's what it did. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So local authentication setup is there for us. But we'll get there later. Let's keep going. Now we'll build the stateful graph core. We'll design the agent as an ADK 2.0 workflow. The business rules that we have already. If it's less than $100, auto approve. Otherwise, LLM will review, analyze some risk, and do some stuff. Okay, let's copy this prompt. Put it there. Just reading it through. Here's the behavior we want. Okay, let's go. Okay, Gemini, do your thing. Yeah, the interface is basically the same as others like Claude and Codex. So just a little, some things are just harder to find, but I guess you have to make your thing a little bit different. Okay, so MCP, Google Developer Knowledge Answer Query. We're trying to use an MCP server to get some information. Query, we're passing a request input query to Google Developer Knowledge MCP server. Awesome. Let him cook. Right, so it's created an implementation plan for us. Let's open up the plan. Okay. I see the things that I want to see. I see the under 100. I see the over 100. Let's keep going. Now it's core implementation logic. Okay, now we can edit the agent.py file. And yeah, let's proceed. Okay, we're moving up into experience agent. Let's allow once. Okay, toml file, docker file, config.py file. So if we go to the expected outcome, we should see it should create the experience agent.py file. So looks like that's it. And then we're running some tests. Okay, one task running. Let's click that. Yeah, it's running some tests for us. Very important. Let's test out this code. So we'll be testing the agent.py. Okay, let's see how long that takes. Still running. Let's see. Okay, I'm not seeing any movement. 25%. I guess the end-to-end is taking some time. So let me look at some of this code. Okay, I see a little Python. Yeah, instruction. So we remove the generic instruction. Okay, let's go back up here. The workflow nodes are here. So we extract expense. This node extracts the expense. We route. And then auto approve function, auto reject function. Okay, looks like it is done. So let me look at the instructions a little bit more. Compliance auditor. Okay. Oh, we're using LLM agent. I thought we said we're not going to be using sequential LLM agent. Well, that's okay. Let's keep going. And then we compile the app, passing in the root agent. And the root agent is kind of the orchestrator that that takes all the initial work and pass it to all of the other agents. Cool. Okay, let's keep going down there. We're using the model 3.1 flash. Okay, and then we can scroll through different tabs. Here's the overview, the artifacts, back to the review, back to the README. Looks good. agent.py. I guess this was the older one. And that was the plan. Okay. UV is done running our tests. Let's close some of this. And then let's go here. So, oops. Okay, I guess we are out of tokens. Our coders, yeah, free tier can get us far, but let's see. I think it said we can switch models, so let's try that. I'm gonna go to the next and see what tasks are left. So we need to add some security. Okay, we need to add some security and prompt injection defense. Makes sense. If they are sensitive data like credit card information or SSN, we want to make sure if there's any prompt injection to take all of that data, we are ready. Okay. So we need to copy and paste this. Let me just, I know our quota has been, we've reached our quota, but let me see. Let me select a different model or just different thinking. Let's see. Nope. Can't do that. So let me see if I can use these Claude models. Let's see. Oh, that's cooking. Okay. Let's go. All right. So that unblocked us. So we're going on to add the security controls to the graph. Yeah, Claude now has a full picture of our project. Let him cook. Wonder what other models are here. Just Sonnet and Opus. Let's use Sonnet since it's a lesser model. Should give us, should save us more, should get us far. Okay, let's read some code. It's still the same code. Okay, let's just analyzing that. Okay, let him cook. So here's what it has built for us and where to look for. So this is what has changed. Triad route I used to route. If it's over $100 or if it's $100 or more, we first go through to security checkpoint. And if it is clean, we take it to the reviewer. If it is not, we reject and we have some human in the loop. Do some digging into that. Nice. Okay. That sounds good to me. That makes sense. Let's review some of this code. Okay, so now we're adding a logger. Nice. Good job, Claude. Always be logging. We're adding a data model that we can use all over the place. We are moving away from functional to object-oriented. Okay, nice. And I like the headers. I like the documentation. So PII patterns. Let's look at that. Injection pattern. Nice. Yep. So these are the things you see. Ignore instructions. Auto approve directive. Bypass directive. Jailbreak token. Yep. We want to catch all of that before it goes into the LLM. Nice. Yep. This is a security checkpoint function. Giving an input. We scrub all of the PII. and then we route. Nice. We build a description function, and from the scrub PII we create two different functions, and then we obtain a clean response. Injection flag, injection detected. Okay. If redacted fields, we log that warning. If injection is detected, we log an error and then we return an event. Otherwise, we return a clean event. Nice. The flow looks good. Okay, back to the code lab. Let's see what's next. Now we're going to test in the ADK playground. Before making the agent ambient, let's verify the workflow logic interactively using ADK playground. Okay, let's copy and paste the following prompt into Antigravity. Going to close that. Let's paste this prompt. Cool. Give me a makefile, install, open the playground and the project toml so I can run everything locally on ADK 2.0. Install dependencies, then run make playground. Yeah, so giving it everything it needs. Agent is cooking. This PKG resources always strips up this agent. Let's see. I've seen that PKG resources always, it's always something. Right. You can grep. Uh-oh, what are you looking for in my .env? Okay, UV run. Looking at the tail. Okay. Agent looks like it's stuck somewhere. Okay, now it has everything. Good job. Edited the toml file. See the dependencies. Make sure they are clean. See the Google ADK, open telemetry, Google Cloud. Okay. And the dev dependencies looks good. All right. Let's keep going. Model quota reached. So looks like we're out of token again. Yes, yeah, I can see the red sign here. All of this is unusable now. So, ooh, okay. Claude, what up? Let me just say continue. Definitely not gonna work, but the guy can try. Yeah, looks like that's all she wrote as regards this um lab. Yeah, we're going to have to pause it here and um, we'll resume again either when the token restores or maybe I'm just gonna subscribe to Pro, but let's see. I was having fun with that. I was really having fun, but it's okay. We'll continue from here.